Hey guys, today's video is the debut of a new series here at Key Lessons that I am calling Jank or Spice, in which we look at a card or a deck idea and pose the question, is this jank or is it spice? If you're new to card games in general, jank, as I would define it, is a deck, strategy, or card that isn't the popular or best choice and usually doesn't work very well. It's kind of cute, and spice is generally kind of the same thing, except it actually does work very well. And no guys, Gogeta thwarting the Dark Empire is not spice. I love building janky decks. I always prefer to play something creative and fun, though that does mean I don't win as much when I do. But every now and then, something works well and becomes spice. I should show you my old Set 1 Chumper deck that I was playing during Set 7. That deck topped every time I played it, and it was toxic as hell. Alright, the first scenario we will throw this question at is this video concept. Do you think it's a good idea that has legs? Let me know in the comments if you like it, and hopefully I'll make more. And today I present to you the new Vegeta BR leader and the supporting Gogeta card, and point out something interesting. Unlike every other Gogeta BR that has existed so far in the game, these do not require specifically red Goku and Vegetas as fusion material, meaning they can be any colour as long as they have the same power. While most of the cards with BR in their character name are red, there are a handful of Goku and Vegetas in the other colours. For example, in Set 6 there are these green cards, exploding with energy. Unfortunately, they have 5,000 power and there are no other options available that have 5,000 power. While they can fuse with each other, 4 of each character is not enough to run consistently and be able to fuse. In green there are also these promos and they have 15k power, so it's almost the same problem. This is the only Goku BR with 15k, but there are extra Vegeta options, this yellow one from the Broly starter deck. Realistically, we're going to want the fusion material to all be 10k, as that's what all the red cards are, and we are definitely going to be wanting to use some of them. So don't even consider the blue-yellow Goku Vegeta. And that leaves us with 3 options. Goku, striving to be the best, Goku, time to fight, and Vegeta, striving to be the best, which coincidentally, or not, has just been reprinted in Mythic Booster. The striving to be the best cards have some good abilities that may be useful in your deck if you need to play them. Goku, time to fight doesn't really though, so what is the point in using any of these when there are so many good red options that also have good abilities that go off when used as fusion material? While using these as fusion material is just one of the purposes I have in mind. The Vegeta leader has to be red-blue if you want to ramp and use his ability to play all the red Gogetas. In the case of Goku striving to be the best, we have a blue card, and if the balance between red and blue in your build is off, we can put him in and use him for energy if we need to. We can play him for his ability, or we can use him with combos to play cards with a rival. Splashing yellow and making the deck tricolour is a more specific idea though, and it is riskier, but thankfully Vegeta's search in Activate Main doesn't specify colour, so it's not as clunky as it could be. When not needed as fusion material, these yellow cards could be used to help a rival out cards, like Goku and Hit, or maybe even this red-yellow Beerus. Or when the time is right, one can be charged as energy, giving us access to some tech cards. Opening the Gates of Hell is useful against strong unisons, and in niche cases, it may be useful against Finn. I haven't had to try this, but when I was building my deck for Nats, I was worried that I would run into a few Finns, and my unison losing its skills would kill my deck, so I identified this card as a way of removing a marker via Spirit Boost, thus restoring my skills. It is pretty much the only card that I could find that only Spirit Boosts one marker so that the unison could still live. Now, for my favourite tech card to justify going tricolour, which is responsible for perhaps one of the most clutch moments I've ever had playing Dragon Ball Super. It was the 2020 Store Champs. A Nationals invite was on the line, and it was the final round, and on the top table against my mate Umit, who you may know from Double Sleeved, go check that out, my Invoker deck versus Umit's Invoker, a mirror match, with the key differences being that Umit owned the Apex Secret Rare and was also running Gogeta 7. Yucky. As we go into Game 2, I take 5 cards from my sideboard, 2 Champa the Trickster, and 3 Frost Deadly Poison. Turn 2, I charge a Poison tapped, but that's okay. It's important to have the blue later. And when he plays Apex, Poison says, lol, no. Unfortunately, Gogeta 7 has Deflect, or the Poison would have been saved for that. However, Champa still gets him, so even though he gets to gut my hand, Champa arrested him and drew an extra card. And that's all it took for me to survive to the next turn and win, scoring myself a Nationals invite that would end up useless thanks to that good old COVID. And you know what? Talking about that story has given me an idea for another new video series. Tell me guys, spicy idea or no? Clutch moments like that recreated and dramatized. Let's see how I can do that. Maybe film it or maybe even animate it. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you take my point that splashing yellow could give you access to some good tech that your opponent won't expect. Alright, to summarize, the idea is to make use of yellow Goku and Vegetas that can be serving more purposes than just fusion material, such as give the deck access to yellow arrival cards, and or providing yellow energy to give access to yellow tech cards such as Frost's Deadly Poison. Is this idea jank or is it spice? Tell me in the comments, and if you do have any better yellow tech cards to recommend, tell me that as well. And if you have any clutch gameplay stories that I could dramatize, tell me those. If you like this video, I will make more the next time I come up with a dubious deck idea. Stay tuned.